Welcome back to the Popcorn Hour. I'm Matt, and this is James, and today we're discussing V for Vendetta.
Yeah, remember. The 5th of November.
Not December.
Wow.
I messed it up.
Wow.
Remember the 5th of November.
I don't think you remembered.
No, I guess I didn't.
Okay, you want to talk about, what you want to say what you watched again?
No.
Okay, so we filmed 2 episodes today. And I said I'd talk a little bit more about what I watched. Terrifier. I'm just going to say the ones I wanted to talk about. Terrifier. I saw a review on it that said all icing, no cake. I was like, that makes sense. That fits. The writing is bad. Looks wise, it just looks like a student film.
Mm-hmm.
But the visual effects are really good. Tron. It's the same thing, except the visual effects are all bad.
Yeah.
Tron Legacy looks awesome. Amazing soundtrack. That's about it. And then, well, I also did watch. What did I watch? I started watching 8.5, and then I had to do something for like 2 minutes, and instead of rewatching what I did, I just turned it off, and I was like, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna fully. I don't want any distractions. I just want to watch this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched half of Jackie Brown, and then I had to do something, but I was a little disappointed that this is the last Tarantino that I'm gonna watch before his final movie.
Or you can rewatch one. You can rewatch one.
Oh yeah, I can rewatch them all, but
Yeah.
But like this is the last one.
First watch, yeah.
Last first watch.
Until the last one.
Till the last one. If that even ever. At this point, I don't even know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He's started it 4 times and just bailed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, watch V for Vendetta and gave it a 4.
You gave it a 4?
Gave it a 4.
I did too.
I don't think at the end of this it's gonna go up.
Mm-hmm.
But
Is this the first time you've watched it?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I watch this every couple of years. I like this movie a lot.
Do you watch it around November?
Yeah.
Or December, apparently?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Before we get into the spoiler-free part, he didn't know that this was a DC movie.
I did not. I never paid attention to the title cards before. Before I watched this, I found out that it was a DC character. Because I have been getting into reading comics lately.
Didn't you just put a comic down here? Didn't you bring 2 or 3?
Yeah, I brought down the Green Arrow one. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's good. That was really funny.
It took me a week.
That was really funny. The thing you sent me about it?
Yeah.
So the day that we did our Criterion of the Month episode that you can go listen to or watch at the Popcorn Hour anywhere, anytime, or
Anywhere, anytime.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. When we did our episode on Night of the Living Dead, actually, when I edited it, I realized it looked a lot better on your camera. Yeah. There's a page, or there's a panel in the Green Arrow comic that he read that was about a mutilated body, and said it would make George Romero cringe.
Yeah. Puke.
Yeah, puke.
Yeah.
So I was
I thought that was very, very interesting.
That's such a niche, random comment.
Yeah.
That only 4 people are gonna get.
Yeah, Kevin Smith wrote most of what's in there, that one. So, I could see. I mean, he's a major film buff, so.
But there's no way that I wonder how many people actually got that.
Yeah, the timing was perfect for me.
Down to the last minute details.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, and then apparently, I forgot to mention the movie news. Apparently, there's the Boys has I think a release date or something now. I don't know.
So you don't know when?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I still need to watch.
Excited.
I still need to watch Gen V, but you need to watch Gen V as well.
Yeah, I know. I will eventually. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So, V for Vendetta released in 2006. Director James McTeague with his directorial debut.
Wait, what? I thought it was 2005.
This says 2006.
Did it come out on the November 5th?
I don't think so.
Release date. Oh,
Oh, it is 2005.
this is the official theatrical release is March 17th.
Mm.
Or in the UK. The US might have been earlier, I don't know. I hate it when stuff like this happens in movies. Like, I have a list on my letterbox of
Yeah, March 17th, 2006.
my favorite movie that came out since I was born,
Mm-hmm.
and Letterboxd and Google both sometimes say different stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah. Why are you trying to...
Letterboxd says 2005.
Well, something I looked up said 2005, but then when I opened it up, it said 2006.
When I looked it up, it said, if you just look up V for Vendetta, it says 2005, but it says the release date was 2006.
Mm.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay. Anyway, before you made me look stupid, came out in 2006 from the research I just did.
It's a good year.
Director, James McTeague, in his directorial debut. The genre is dystopian action. It's a political thriller. There's a lot of politics in this. It's set in the UK. Runtime around 132 minutes. This is kind of a long movie. But the plot summary. In a totalitarian future Britain, a mass vigilante known only as V wages a one-man war against the fascist Northfire regime. After rescuing a young woman, Evie Hammond, from secret police, he involves her in his elaborate plan to spark a revolution, culminating in the destruction of Parliament on Guy Fawkes Night. Through bold acts of terrorism, propaganda, and philosophy, V aims not only to punish the guilty, but to awaken the public.
That was a good last line in there. That was a good one.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah. So, first thoughts, since this is your first time watching it?
I had no idea what to expect from this because I've heard like so much like random stuff about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all what I thought it was going to be, but I really enjoyed it a lot. I will probably watch this every 5th of November
Mm-hmm.
now.
I'll watch it the 5th of December.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was thought provoking, I'd say.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like a comic book movie.
No. Of course, the action and stuff like that. Obviously,
mostly at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And I got a fact about that one.
Okay.
But yeah, mostly because the end of the movie feels a lot like kind of like Blade. That I just reminded me of Blade for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess because it was that like early-ish 2000s of that's mid 2000s, but like that.
Yeah, like
that,
the X-Men Blade.
that slow motion, like 60 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah.
Yeah, I have always liked this movie, and V is probably one of my favorite characters in a movie, just based off of his look, his.
I thought the hair was weird.
I think it fit for the mask.
It fits the mask,
It
but
fits
it's just
the mask so perfectly.
strange.
Yeah, but like the way he fights, his idealistic kind of mentality, and because it's all based off of like what happened to him in the past, along with a couple of other things, but also I really like his dialogue in this.
Yeah,
movie.
his dialogue, like from the
is
start,
so great.
He's a yapper.
Yes.
He just yaps.
Yeah, but it's so intellectual because he uses a lot of big words, and some of his like little monologues are
Every time he talks, it's just a monologue.
Yeah, but there's specific ones that, if you've noticed,
The V's.
They
The
uses a
V's.
lot of words with V's in them, which is hard to do.
Especially the first one that he does. I was like sitting there like, whoa.
Yes, I did learn 2 things about this movie on this watch. That it is a DC, it's a DC character based off of a comic book, and then Hugo Weaving plays V.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I immediately, his voice, I was like, is he about to call Natalie Portman Frodo Baggins?
Mm.
And then I was like, is he about to like Captain America or something?
Yeah, but I mean it's.
And then I was like, is this Hugo Weaving? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, it is. And I also didn't realize when he was throwing out those V's, I was like, this might not be Hugo Weaving. This might be Eminem here. I was like, whoa. He's just like,
because he was so the dialogue for him is so fast, and a lot of what he says is kind of like without practice you could easily stumble over your words quite a bit. Um, but yeah, having Hugo Weaving, finding out that he's in this movie was definitely surprising for me. He's V, Red Skull in Lord of the Rings. He's in a lot of different Mr. Smith. Like he's in a lot of all these great movies. So
I think. Ooh, I don't know who I like more, V or Agent Smith, Mr. Anderson. I don't know.
recency bias, V.
Recency bias V, but I love The Matrix. I don't know.
But
That's a hard question.
What's good about this is this is
They're
one
similar-ish
movie.
though. Yeah.
It's one movie, whereas Matrix has 4.
Yeah.
So and Mr. Smith is
He's not even in like the second one though.
no, but he continues kind of
His legacy continues.
Yeah.
Like V.
Mm-hmm.
I also these two movies are aligned. I was thinking that towards the end. I was like, oh, I would fit this among the category of like They Live, The Matrix, and well, it's yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah, the same
full
kind
circle.
of,
Full circle with the V.
yeah, the same idea of like an end goal for the main character. Definitely V, Neo, very similar. So, you ready to talk spoilers and
Yep.
anything and everything? All right, first, let's talk about the cinematography.
I immediately when he starts spitting out those V's, and then he slashes a V onto the sign with that. Pretty sure they
This is a propaganda
I think
sign.
it was a Dutch angle that they did for that one. And I remember just going Dutch angle at the cold open.
Yeah,
This is gonna be a good movie.
yeah.
I love the Dutch angle
Yeah, this.
and the sparks that come off.
Yeah, everything about the cinematography in this is great. I like the shadows, the grays, the reds are very bright compared to everything else around it, and all the explosions
Yeah.
are really good, and like nothing looked super fake.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty textbook. Like a lot of the cinematography in this is just like textbook. This, and this. Like, you get your soft light, key light, your edge light.
Yeah.
Rule third shot. There you go. But then they get really experimental with like some of their sequences with like with their big action sequences, which I do enjoy. Like in the prison when you have that top down shot and it's all black, but the center frame it's a frame within a frame, which is it was textbook good. It was textbook really well done. But yeah, it's good. I don't think it's like something that shines from this movie, but
No. But everything looks really good and it fits the setting of this kind of British regime where everything seems gloomy and just everybody seems unhappy.
and like every time it's day outside and like they're outside, it almost feels like you're like we're not supposed to be here. And I liked how that was like subtly just like you feel that through it, and they don't like throw it out there like, oh, look at this, we're outside, this shouldn't be happening. But like it's almost like you're like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. I watched this in like 2021 ish. We had just moved to Hawaii, but before that I was at Fort Hood in Texas, and it was this movie reminded me a lot of like after COVID had first started, because we did have a curfew. Those of us that lived in the barracks, like particularly my unit, like we had a curfew. We couldn't go out. We couldn't leave post, which was annoying. And it reminded me of, or this movie reminded me of that time where it was just very like gloomy because of everything that was going on. And it was like, if you get caught outside of post, you're automatically in trouble. Which is the same thing. If you're caught after curfew, you're immediately arrested. Things like that. So, of course, like this movie, they talk about a virus outbreak that was kind of like somebody had released it to everybody, which I mean, kind of reminded me of not necessarily COVID, somebody releasing a virus on the world, but just a virus being there.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's very reminiscent of my final days at Fort Hood.
I kind of want to go into the characters next.
Okay.
So, the one thing I don't remember where I heard it, but it was Matthew McConaughey that said it. He said, "Your character's first line should be their." I don't remember the exact verbiage he used, but I think he said your like takeoff line or your landing something. I think it was something like some sort of metaphor for a plane, and it's their first line should like give you a lot about their character. Like a good section of like, oh, they're this type of person, there's this type of person. Not exactly narrow it down everything about their character.
Like a first impression.
Yeah. It's like this is your first impression. It shouldn't just be like a oh hey. Like this is their first thing. And when V talks and he does that monologue, you like instantly learn everything about this guy. In that one instance, you tell that he's had a troubled past. You can tell of his experience with like fighting and his like desire to help people. It also kind of reminded me of the Batman when he's like at the train yard. But yeah, it's just instantly just right into it. I was like, okay. Well,
Yeah.
And then I mean that opening scene with like the guy being hung. I thought the movie was gonna be like in that era. I was like, oh, this is like a period piece, and then it goes into that, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Or the girl at the beginning that's like, remember, the 5th of November.
Yeah. And Hugo Weaving as V, like he wears a mask the whole time, so everything he does relies solely on
His
voice
physicality
and like his body language and what he does physically. So, which is great. I think you did a great job because I mean, sometimes it's hard for people to create so much of emotion just by looking at a character and seeing what they do and what they say.
Because that was like their biggest problem with the 2002 Sam Raimi Spider-Man is because he has to have so much physicality because his eyes don't move, and that's why they are so animated now with like Tom Holland Spider-Man, as his eyes are all like they squint because they tell everything in the eyes. Because the what is it? The eyes are the window to the soul.
Yeah.
So with this, it's just a blank face, and you can maybe a few times like see his eyes for a second, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. And then like he mixes menace, charm, idealism all into one, and like very reminiscent of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
With like his
even the way he
dialogue
looks
and the way he
is
looks,
like Shakespearean.
Yeah, yeah. So, and the way he delivers lines is just so good, so good. And I wonder how Hugo Weaving prepared for the dialogue.
Yeah, I was thinking that the whole
it's a
time.
lot. Because like
how
when he talks, it's a lot, and it's like I said, it's a lot of big words. You easily trip over them, but I wonder how many takes it took to get him through these monologues, or how much he practiced his lines to get them done. Especially when he did the ones where almost every word he said began with a V.
That is just so cool. But I do think maybe one thing that helped him so much, or like enhanced his performance so much, was Natalie Portman's performance and like her character. Kind of, their characters almost like boosted each other and almost just made them better on screen together.
Yep.
And they had like a really good like chemistry. Like I really like her like monologue at the end when the inspector is like when right after they're like leaving the train.
Like who was he?
Who was he? She's like, he was my mother, he was my father, he was my friend.
He was you, he was me, he was everyone.
I was like that. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was good. And like I like
he is.
I think she had the
people.
best character development because she begins kind of naive and
scared, traumatic.
Yeah, and then she grows into. I mean, she had a lot of baggage with like everything that happened to her in the past,
and she didn't want to like hold on to it anymore.
Yeah,
she wanted a way to get rid of it.
Yeah, and
And
the way that V kind of turned her into this like courageous, morally aware figure
hmm
was I always in the past watching it I never really understood why they had why V did that to her
hmm
until like this last watch. I'm like, okay, everything kind of clicked for me then, but like he just made her to where she's this strong person and can, you know, I think V maybe wanted her to carry out what he was doing after he was gone, or maybe just be a sidekick or something like that. But definitely kind of helped her open her eyes to everything that's going on and things like that. So I think she had the best character development out of, you know, the few cast members.
I think it was supposed to be kind of like the. Did they even have a name? The V's, like all the
At the end,
people. Yeah.
no, they're just the people of the UK.
So when, because I feel like, to me, I thought of it as like a religious thing. Like him doing that is kind of like he's giving her the opportunity to be fearless
Mm-hmm.
and to be fully aware and stuff. And so I saw it as like it's way messed up, like what happened, but like it was like him giving her the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
for it. And then that scene when she's like walking out into the rain,
Oh yeah,
and then
you felt
like and
like
then you see the flashbacks of him in the fire and then her in the rain.
yeah, it felt
And that
very
just shows the contrast with them.
liberating, and you could tell like she felt liberated,
And
you
accomplished.
yeah, yeah, and I did think it was kind of weird that she kind of forgave him very quickly.
Yeah, it was a big moment of triumph,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a little weird. She was like, "What the heck?" And he was like, "I don't want to do it, but you said you wanted to be fearless." And then she's like, "Oh,
Yeah, I think that was like the charmingness of him that kind
yeah,
of helped kind of move her past that.
yeah." My weird thing with his character is that he is like, his character's kind of contradicting. He's stoic, but at the same time, not bumbly, but he's almost like stumbly-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not perfectly just like upright and just big and brolic. He's slim and he's just to himself and he just is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes him so like stoic, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Then we have Inspector Finch.
Mm-hmm.
At first, you kind of don't know where he stands,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like at the end,
He
right before everything happens, that you see, okay,
he was just
he's
doing
one of the
this.
good guys.
He was doing what he was told,
Mm-hmm.
and like you kind of see like he didn't want to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like
He was like a prisoner in his own aspect, like
Yeah.
the other people.
He
like
had
the people.
he had a point where he was just he was doing what he was told. He was doing his job, but as he was doing his job and uncovering this thing, he was uncovering a lot of covered up secrets that kind of made him realize, okay, what I'm working for is not something that I want to be working for, and I'm okay with it kind of getting blown up,
Mhm.
literally. So, yeah, I liked his character a lot because he also had some pretty good character development. I think V kind of had the least amount of character development.
He did in like the last little bit.
Mm.
But like he's just got so many good lines. Like at the beginning when she's like, "Are you crazy?" and he's like, "At the end, they will probably think I was."
Yeah.
And then when he's like, the only similarity between you and me is that we're both gonna die tonight."
Mm-hmm.
That's just so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the Chancellor, Sutler.
Yeah.
He
He did really good.
did really good. And it kind of,
Really made you not like the guy.
yeah, and it was very reminiscent of
Hitler.
Hitler and kind of like the First Order as well.
Yeah.
From Star Wars, but yeah, he did good, and I'm glad that they kind of kept him kind of behind the scenes for everything up until the end, where he's just on the screen or
Like you see just his hand or
yeah,
something.
you see just his hand break the glass, but you don't really see him anywhere else. I think that was the right decision
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't want him too much into it because then he would have felt too much involved where I would have where I'm glad they kind of kept everything where he was kind of the puppet master behind it, like all the secrets and lies and the way things are now, and just yeah, it was really good.
I think the reason why they did that is always showing him on the screen. It almost conveyed like you can never like see this guy. You only get a certain window of opportunity to see him, so it kind of gave the illusion of this of his power, and then just kind of made him felt like an unreachable, untouchable figure.
Yeah, yeah, like when
And separated him from your average Joe.
yeah, like when they did that, when Gordon did that episode and brought out the Chancellor, you see everybody watching, they're all just so surprised that like Gordon got him on the show. It was a little confusing.
Yeah, there's
like,
two of
was
them.
it really was he really invited to do it, or was somebody just wearing a mask? I mean, obviously it seemed like it was the actual actor doing it, but yeah, they made him not humanized, so that everybody was just so surprised to see him on that show, which was I liked it.
It almost gave like a untangibility to where it was like you as like an audience member, like, oh, you want to get this guy, but you can't because he's always just behind a screen. So
Yeah, I also kind of like just the idea of Big Brother, where you don't see Big Brother, but you know he's there. Yeah.
And then I really like the like the line from The Dark Knight that the Joker says, where he's like, in their last moments, you really see who they truly are. Would you like to know which of them are cowards? In this moment, he's like screaming and crying, and then when he shoots him in the head, he's like, "Are you gonna cry like him too?"
Yeah.
But like, I do like it when films do that with like when it really get to like see this window of the real person within this like shell that they've made of the character.
Yeah.
Just good acting, good writing, just good filmmaking, and just good storytelling.
Yeah, and there was a lot of impactful moments, like the mantra itself. Remember the 5th of November.
That is so iconic.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I didn't know what that was from until I watched this movie.
Really?
It's always something I've heard, but I was like never like.
It always pops in my head around November. It's something that just sticks with you, and like I always thought it was just remember the 5th of November, and then some other stuff like that part you don't really
You don't
ever remember, but you definitely remember this little mantra.
The 5th of November.
Yes.
Or the 5th of December.
Yeah, the December. Yeah. So yeah. Also, we talked about Evie's imprisonment and rebirth, you might say, and the fake imprisonment.
It felt like I was watching Shutter Island again.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, what? When she just like walks out into his living room, and I was like, was that like a really cool transition that they were doing? Like a Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind type of transition? And then he's like, it was me. Yeah. I did do it, but I had to.
Yeah, it definitely kind of kept you surprised when she actually walked out into his area, mainly because as you're watching it, you kind of see that the government, it makes it seem like they do something, they have done something like that, and they will do it, they're currently doing it, but also she's getting during like the montage of her being imprisoned, you thought it was real, but I think for me what made it seem more real
was the shower thing.
Not the shower thing, but the fact that the different people coming to talk to her. It was a different voice. It wasn't V, like his voice. It was something completely different. So that's what made it seem.
It reminded me of like Sin City, like the lighting for that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, but I mean, after she kind of comes out and you're like, oh, that was fake. Then you kind of start thinking about, okay, well, all the people that she talked to, or the two people I guess she talked to, in a shadow, so you couldn't see their face. So that makes sense. And then also, one thing that I still don't really understand was the whole letter that she got. I don't know what that was
Oh.
meant to do, or what the story behind it, if it was a real person. Obviously, at the end, you do see that person there, but like the letter or the autobiography, as she called it, like what that was supposed to mean.
You ready?
Okay.
That one hurt. So, I think so. The reason so V was in prison with that woman, and then I'm assuming there's probably some sort of like how that rat was getting through the thing.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel like it's kind of like this part of it is kind of like your own headcanon. To me, it's probably something like she like slipped it through someone's cell, just hoping that someone would see it, or maybe she did leave it in the toilet, and V found it when he was in prison. But I feel like it was probably some sort of like he actually knew this person, because otherwise, how did he know what she looked like?
Yeah.
So she might have been like his only friend or something there, or the only person that like looked out for him.
Okay.
That's why he did the tradition of every time he like killed someone, put a rose on them, and then when he died, he was surrounded by the roses. I feel like she was like someone very important in his life, and I think that was just supposed to. That mostly, I think it was exposition, kind of telling you what it was like for a lot of these people and what these prisons are like, and then at the same time, almost humanizing and bringing what is happening to life and make it a little more relatable.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the main purpose of that.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
It's just kind of giving someone, like, kind of telling someone's life, and kind of, it almost kind of brings you out of the story, and, like, shows you a perspective of something else, because it's almost like, oh, this happens to other people, not just these people I'm seeing on screen, like, someone that, like, I'm hearing about someone else. So it almost just kind of, it just brings it to life, to real life a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think mostly it's exposition.
Okay.
But it's also just good storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Actually, going back to cinematography, I do want to talk about the dominoes.
Okay, yeah.
I think, so the dominoes it was 3 camera shots, but it wasn't enough.
Okay.
They had to do it several times. Like, over the span of, like, I think it was, like, an excessive amount. I'm going to fact check it real quick, but I think it was way more than, like, a couple days. Like, I think it was...
Because, wow. I mean, that was a lot of dominoes.
Yeah, I think it was, like, 22,000 dominoes. It was 600 hours, 25 days.
Just to film that?
Just to film that part.
Wow.
25 days for that. But I did like how it all ends, and then there's one domino left.
Yeah, one left standing.
And V is the last piece of the puzzle. Everything, because I think all those dominoes are supposed to be people.
Okay.
It's supposed to represent the people that he was in prison with. And then he is the last one, and he's the last domino to fall. And then once he falls, then like everything is open and free to the people.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like foreshadowing.
Yeah, and he dies with it too.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, he was dead, but the domino goes out with his body.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, okay. Interesting. Sound design in music.
The music to me wasn't really like a standpoint. Like I feel like there just wasn't
just
really anything.
The 1812 overture.
Yeah.
That final poetic, cathartic, the irony of it. I mean, that was really the only thing that stood out to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, sound design, V's voice.
Yeah, V's voice and like his weapons, his knives, sounded great. My favorite sound though is when he carves the V into the propaganda thing.
Yeah. And
they like spark, and it's like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I think the story itself is interesting because there's like two parallel stories. It's his personal vendetta,
Yeah.
and then him liberating the people of Britain.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like they all kind of connect at
Yeah.
some point. So, which is really nice storytelling because you don't get overwhelmed with anything, and everything you can see it as it's happening.
Like you as an audience member, like you kind of feel like the dominoes like falling because it's almost like like you said, like it's like several different like storylines. You have with what's happening with Natalie Portman's character.
Mm-hmm.
You have V, then you have Chancellor. You have like everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the very end, it all just comes together and ends.
Yeah, yeah.
I do want to talk about that ending scene when he's stabbing everyone.
Mm-hmm.
How they did that was really interesting. They filmed at 60 frames per second, which is like 2.5 times faster, like the shutter speed, because movies are done at 24.
Mm-hmm.
So they did it at 60, and then they had all the actors going in slow motion, kind of, and then they had V going at normal speed. And it just kind of created this illusion of him being faster than them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did slow it down a little bit, like in post, just so it looked a little better. And then, like with the whole like shadow, like wisp, I don't even know what you call that, the drag, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
of like the blade where you see like the trail.
Yeah, the trail. Yeah.
The trail. It yeah, it just kind of it's just a big illusion
Mm-hmm.
that makes you think he's moving so much faster than he actually was.
Yeah, that and
It's just old.
fight scene was
It's
really
just,
good.
I mean, that's just old filmmaking techniques
Yeah,
brought into a modernized version, which good filmmaking.
yeah. I really liked how.
I like how he didn't fight a lot,
No,
just
no.
like twice.
What probably one of my favorite scenes is when he's talking about how he's gonna kill Creedy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "How are you gonna do that?" And he's like, "With my hands around your throat." And then
I like how he doesn't wait to do it. He just holds him up there and then snaps his neck.
yeah, and then he talks about how he's gonna kill everybody in there, and he's like, "Well, how are you gonna do that? You have knives and we have guns." He's like, "Well, I know that all of your guns will soon be empty, something along those lines, and you will all be dead before you have the chance to reload." And then they all just start open fire, and when they're done, and it kind of does that close up shot of his face and that raspy breathing, and then he just slowly gets up.
He just rises
so
up.
good.
It was like, also, it reminded me of the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like how the only sound design thing I didn't like is the one guy that manages to get his magazine out hits the floor, and it's like a really loud like steel hitting steel sound, and I was like, it would not make that noise.
No.
Especially it wouldn't sound like steel on steel.
No.
Mainly because it's not that heavy.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
on stone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, for what they were doing, it makes sense. But I just think they could have the Foley artist could have probably done something a little more better. Something better.
Okay. I have some more behind the scenes stories. So the original comic book creator, Alan Moore, he disowned the film due to creative and ideological differences. And I'll talk about what was changed between the comic and the movie, because there's some pretty big changes in this. And then he emphasized anarchy while the film leaned toward a libertarian liberalism. And then the filming of they're filming real protest style scenes. The explosion of Parliament used thousands of extras and practical effects. London's tube closure was negotiated for the final scene. Rare access for a film production, which is pretty cool. But I think that's very. I think without it, it could still be the same. But to actually get access like that, where not a lot of film productions could.
Especially for a first-time
Yeah.
director.
Yeah. Glad they did that, because it was good. So, yeah. Some fun facts. The word V appears over 50 times in the film, and dialogue is packed with alliteration, his introduction monologue. Real explosions were used for the Old Bailey and Parliament scenes, so that's cool.
Oh wow.
The Guy Fawkes mask design for the movie became global protest symbol. So
I
you
do
see,
like how
the,
like heavy the mask is. The
It
mask
seem-
just looks so heavy.
So it seems, because there's a shot where he gets punched, and
The guy like
yeah,
it seems like it's made
it's
of metal.
Yeah,
like
like
steel.
it's a metal. Whereas now when you,
It's plastic.
it's just a thin plastic that you can get. So
Or when he takes it off and he smashes it into the mirror,
yeah,
and it's like it had a weight to it. Like it did look like actually heavy compared to like
What
Now
we
You
have
See
now.
Me 3 that came out or is coming out. There's a shot in the trailer where the woman is holding up the diamond and then explodes, and then Jesse Eisenberg is holding it up, and you can clearly see that it like literally weighs nothing. Like it has no tangible weight to it.
yep, yeah. So the Occupy Wall Street, the anonymous guy uses it, and it's become such a global protest symbol now, which fits for what the movie was. So I like that a lot. I mean, I'm not that I'm with what other people do. Like I think this kind of stuff should stay in movies, unless it's important. I guess I don't know, but the symbol, the fact that this movie
Was that influential?
influential, yeah, is pretty powerful. I'd say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of powerful movies, this is really, really off topic, but I saw a video the other day. Josh Brolin was in the Criterion Closet, and they have a No Country Criterion, so he's talking about No Country for Old Men, and he said that because there's a lot of stories with him especially, probably the most, talking about on set, they all were just kind of like, oh, this is a fun movie to make. Hopefully a few people will watch it. They really didn't think it was going to be anything special. They were like, oh, this is a really fun movie to do. And then he said that when the movie came out, him and his son watched it in theaters and didn't talk for 20 minutes after.
Oh.
And then he was like, that's never happened before. It probably hasn't happened again. Probably won't happen again. He's like, that just shows like great filmmaking.
Yeah.
And this one, it ended and I was like, wow. I need to hurry up and leave to get here, but I was like, wow.
Yeah. No. That movie is so good.
Ow.
So good. I like watching it every now and then. So you've mentioned the Batman a couple times, and this movie does have some influence on the Batman, like the echoes of mass justice, urban unrest, and the V-like messaging. Other movies, The Hunger Games, themes of rebellion, propaganda, media manipulation, Snowpiercer as well.
Ooh, yeah.
Revolution in dystopia, class, conflict, and symbolic storytelling. So,
Blade Runner. See a Blade Runner?
possibly. Yeah, maybe it's yeah. All right. Now, what the differences between the comic and the movie are.
I'm excited to hear this one.
All right. So, what stayed the same? Setting dystopia, fascist Britain. Core characters: V, Evie Finch, the Norse Fire Party, the Guy Fawkes masks, Roses, Underground Lair, Parliament, Explosion, things like that. Themes: government control, revolution, fear, and the power of ideas. The changes. All right. So the tone. So in the comic book, it was a raw anarchist message. The movie, more liberal, democratic message. Evie, in the comic book, she was a teenage prostitute. And in the movie, there is a part where she's playing that character. But I think it's just a nod to the comic book. But in the movie, she's older, works at a TV station. V's identity. In the comic book, it's left unknown. It's more abstract, kind of like the Joker. Kind of how we don't really know his backstory. It changes a lot.
He is kind of like the Joker and Batman are combined.
Yeah.
And it is a DC project.
But in the movie, it's hinted as a Lark Hill test subject. So we see the backstory on that. I think that works for this movie. Kind of,
Yeah.
it helps it a little bit. So I'm
I think
glad they kept it in the
they
movie.
showed enough of that.
Yes,
And
yeah.
I like how the woman says when she's talking about when she sees him like rise out of the like the fire it was a faceless figure.
Yeah.
I was like, that was, yeah.
Yep. The ending in the comic book, Evie assumes V's role, so she takes over for him. But in the movie, she honors V, but does not continue his persona.
From what it sounds like, I need to read the comic to like really have an opinion. But from what it sounds like, I preferred the movie's adaptation from Evie's character being older. Because I also think about like Percy Jackson. To me, it doesn't make sense that he's 14. I mean, I feel like it makes sense if he's older. That and I think it's better for her character that she honors him rather than becomes the next him. Because I think that was like his whole shtick. And like this story makes sense that he doesn't want anyone to be the next him. That's why he is fighting so hard for this, is so no one has to be the next him. So I feel like it doesn't make sense if someone does become
at that point. It makes everything that he did kind of
pointless.
Yeah, and he died for nothing. You know, so I think based off of this, not reading the comic, I will eventually read it because now I'm glad I know it's a comic book. But yeah,
and I like his backstory stuff.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they chose for the movie adaptation that she just doesn't continue, but she finishes his final wish. Because I mean, Hollywood loves to make sequels, and I think this is just one good standalone movie that could be ruined with sequels.
I'm really happy that because if she did pick up the mantle, then they definitely would have.
Yeah,
there would have been sequels, there would have been shows, there would have been remakes, prequels, reboots.
Yeah, could you imagine like Natalie Portman as V
today?
Yeah,
she would probably be like Elizabeth Olsen playing Wanda right now. She's like, I'm just done.
Yeah. Also, the villain in the comic book leader is Adam Susan, calm and God obsessed, but in the movie it's renamed Sutler, and he's a loud fascist dictator.
I think that's one thing that just translates better in live action.
Yeah, it does. Violence, more in the comic book, more personal, ideological in the movie, more cinematic and explosive. So I mean, it fits. I think the changes that they made were for the better. Unfortunately, Alan Moore, like, he didn't like it. That's fine.
Well, Stanley Kubrick and Stephen King had big differences on The Shining. Like in the book, the entire hotel blows up. The entire third act is different in the movie. So Stephen King disowned the movie.
Yeah,
but it's also you can't tell Stanley Kubrick to not do something because then he's gonna do it.
Yeah, and you can't always pull everything out of a book or literature and translate it to a movie because it's not gonna do the same thing.
In Captain America, I love how he has that suit the first suit that he puts on is the best comic book to screen suit. Like literally taking it from the comic, putting it on the screen, and it just shows you can't do that. It looks stupid. It looks bad. Yeah, and I mean, the militaristic style from a lot of the suits kind of doesn't. I mean, it makes sense, but like some of it's a little too much. But like a lot of stuff you have to change for live action. Like one movie that is a bit of an exception is Sin City. Like one of the characters is completely illuminated with Band-Aids. Like that's basically it. How do you do that live action? And so what they did was they used black lights, and then they had like lights, like the Band-Aids were reflective off of it, and he like wore a shirt that was just like a white shirt that was reflective off of it, so that they can easily make a mask of it. So like that movie I feel like is an exception of comic to screen, because the whole thing is just that stylized. Yeah. But a lot of it yet that alter.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot where movies take everything that's in a book, comic book, whatever, and puts it onto a screen.
Because it wouldn't make sense to see a calm, quietish character be the hero and then the villain also be that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes sense how they were, why he was depicted like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. We got some questions for you.
All right, I've got maybe some answers.
Do you consider V a terrorist, a freedom fighter, or both?
To both, because
Okay.
technically, to them in a textbook definition, he is a terrorist
Yeah.
to them, in like definition, but his definition, he is a freedom fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he's both.
Yeah, like it's like he started a rebellion,
Mhm.
like we've seen so many times. Star Wars. I mean,
Mhm.
probably the biggest example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say he's both as well. Um, does the movie dilute or evolve the original comics message based off of just what I told you they changed?
The comics message, I think, dilutes it, because the original comic is just total anarchy, right?
Yep, a raw anarchist message.
And then this one is
more liberal, democratic message, liberation,
Yeah.
things like that.
yeah, I feel like it.
Kind of tamed it a little bit, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Could this film be made today
No.
without controversy?
Without controversy?
Mhm.
No, I feel like it's still gonna, no matter what, it would like probably spike something.
Mhm.
Uh, if it was like released today, I think it probably would. At least somewhere.
Mhm.
Maybe like the depiction of what he does to Natalie Portman's character, or
Yeah. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
have to probably be a little bit different, maybe.
Mhm.
Or I feel like if they did that, they would probably have her like do like a training montage
yeah,
where she's okay with everything and um, she's like, I want to do this. I want to do this. And then he's just like, okay. And I don't agree with this, but let's do it. And then kind of does it that way.
I think I just figured it out. I think V's character mostly reminds me of like Daredevil.
Really?
Yeah, Man Without Fear. He's like very troubled past,
Mm-hmm.
and then like trying to change it for the future.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just off topic. But yeah, I think they would definitely probably change so much more to like modernize it as well. Like I'm sure technology now would have been a role in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think they should remake it.
No, I don't think so either. No.
I feel like leaving it how it is now makes it timeless,
Mhm.
and I feel like if you modernize it, then obviously it won't translate. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to discuss?
I do want to say, for a directorial debut, wow, that's crazy, that is a debut.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, they did such a good job with this movie. I've always really liked it, and it is one of those timeless pieces. I think, like no matter what, because whether it be fake or real, like it's still gonna translate to. I mean, even it could translate a little bit to real life. So, yeah, I like this movie a lot.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable, and this will probably definitely be an annual watch. Like I really like this movie. Even like talking about it more now.
Kind of want
Like
to
I
watch it.
really, yeah, I will probably watch it on the 5th,
Okay.
even though that's like basically next week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that the sequence editing, pretty textbook. It was good, enjoyable. I do want to know what it was like behind the scenes when they filmed that, because I saw something the other day about Tarantino talking about how he did the Kill Bill scene against Beatrice Kiddo, the wife, the whatever you want to call her versus the Crazy 88.
Mm-hmm.
He filmed it the Hong Kong way, the Hong Kong style of like fighting in movies. It's because the American way is you get half the room, you get half the room, and then you shoot this half, you shoot this half. But then that's just so all over the place, especially for how long that scene is. That scene is like 20 minutes. And the Hong Kong ways you shoot in order, so your continuity is there and your ideas are flowing in one direction. You can easily change something because like if you do the American way and you're do this, but this is like the 8th action. In this room there's like the 4th action. If you want to change something about the 4th, then it's like kind of derivative from here. It's bouncing all over the place. But I want to know if that they filmed that final sequence in chronological order, or if they just kind of filmed it all over the place.
Okay, that'd be good to know.
But yeah, I think that's all I got.
All right. You said you gave it a 4. I also gave it a 4.
I think I'm gonna leave it at a 4.
Okay.
I don't think I could bump it up to a 4.5 though.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. No. Super enjoyable though.
Yeah, really enjoyable. Enjoyment wise, definitely 4.5.
Yeah.
But enjoyment and critical wise, that's at 4.
Yeah. If you haven't watched this movie, go watch this movie.
Yeah. You can see all of our other listening platforms and stuff, or watching platforms, or social medias at the top of the description. Whenever this comes out, there will be a movie news on that Friday. And you got anything else?
Nope.
Beneath the mask, there is more than flesh. Beneath this mask, there is an idea, and ideas are bulletproof.
Nice.